It's time for Inside Seminole Basketball with Leonard Hamilton, breaking down game-changing plays, momentum-shifting moves, can't-miss matchups, the inside scoop on the team and what's next for the Noles as they look to make another tournament run. ABC 27 presents Inside Seminole Basketball with Leonard Hamilton, live from Glory Days Grill in Tallahassee. Sponsored by these businesses.
Good evening to Inside Seminole Basketball. It's on the air, and welcome. We're here at Glory Days. We're talking with head coach Leonard Hamilton, and we've got a lot to talk about tonight, including a 3-game ACC win streak and big wins over the weekend in Syracuse for the Florida State Seminoles. Coach, you go to the coldest place on the planet, I think, Syracuse, New York, and you get red hot in the second half. We shoot better in Syracuse at the Carrier Dome, that huge building, than we have anywhere else on the planet. We shot 60% from three. Congratulations.
So I guess you think that maybe we start learning how to shoot.
Yeah.
Since we played Syracuse the last time, huh?
Yeah. Well, the first time we played them, we couldn't make a basket, particularly in the second half. But by golly, we just lit it up by Wyatt Wilkes, 3 of 6 from three-point land. And oh, by the way, a career best 5 3-point shots by Caleb Mills. You like that string music on 3-point shots, don't you?
To be exact, we were 4 for 30 from 3-point range in the Syracuse game the first time we played them.
Okay.
4 for 30.
Well, what we may want to do is enlarge the size of the Tucker Center, make it as big as a Carrier Dome. We'll shoot better.
No, actually, to be serious, Wyatt Wilkes and Anthony Polite roles have changed. Everyone knows that they're great shooters, and they're getting an extreme amount of attention. They always seem to have open looks in the past, but we had different players for them to play with. Now they're getting all the attention. Syracuse plays a zone, so it had much better looks. As our team becomes a little more cohesive, as we learn how to play to each other, play to each other's strengths, and we understand a little bit more of who we are as it relates to our system, I think you're going to see our guys shoot the ball much, much better.
Florida State beating Syracuse on the road, 3 wins in a row in ACC play, and now 10-5, 4-2 in conference play. Coach, we're tied for fourth place in the ACC at 4-2, and ahead of us you got Miami, you got Carolina, Duke, and we're right in the mix of. But it's too early to be looking at the standings, isn't it?
What we have to do is just take it one game at a time. We can't get caught up with what games we win and where we are. It's not how you start; it's how you finish. And we want very much to be in a very good place at the end of the season. We're still growing and learning and developing a relationship with each other in our system, and I expect us to continue to keep getting better.
We are finishing a great holiday weekend today. Obviously, ML King holiday, and Coach, this is the tail end of a great holiday weekend. A time to reflect on the greatness of Martin Luther King. And I know you and your team had practice today. You had to work today, but a lot of folks had a chance to get out, spend time with family, and reflect on the great life of ML King.
Well, when you think about the passion that he operated with and the commitment he made and the sacrifices he made, just to try to make this is a better world for all of us. He was committed. He realized that his life was in danger. He always understood that. But the sacrifice he made for all of us, just to be able to have a better life for everybody, I think is just something you have to respect and appreciate from a guy who gave everything he had for mankind.
We hope that all have had a wonderful day today and remember and reflect on the life of Martin Luther King. Coach, before we go to break, comment on the winning streak right now. We've won 3 in a row, including the win over Syracuse, a win over Miami last week. After the Monday night, our first Inside Seminole Basketball with Coach Leonard Hamilton show, you went out to the Tucker Center and you beat the Miami Hurricanes by the largest margin you could do, by 1 point. Anytime you beat Miami, Coach, that's 8 in a row. How about them Seminoles? Congratulations on that win.
Well, a 1-point victory is what you call an ACC blowout. Because when you look around, a lot of the schools have played very close games with each other. And that says a lot about where the conference is. You know, years ago, it was always dominated by Duke and Carolina. Now, if you're not ready to play, you can lose to anybody in the ACC. And that's plus. That is progress. That means that the league has developed everybody's close proximity to each other. Every night out, you're going to play against a good team that's well coached, that's loaded with talent, and that's part of the new ACC. kind of like the new bloods,
The
new
new bloods.
ACC, and we the new bloods. How you like that?
I like the New Bloods. New Bloods are playing particularly well right now, 3 wins in a row, and we've won 5 of our last 6, Coach. And we've had to battle through. You know, the pandemic is still with us. I know I had to isolate. I was out of action for about 8 days, 9 days now, and I'm legal now, Coach. I'm legal. So, but anyway, but it has affected all sports, particularly the ACC, and we have rescheduled a couple of games that we missed because of the COVID-19, particularly that Omicron thing that's going around. I mean, it's everywhere. But we've got 2 games, one this coming Thursday we've got one Thursday at 12 noon, and then we have also going to make up the Boston College game, which is a away game in February.
Well, to be specific once again, we have 4 games in 8 days.
Yeah.
And so, and we haven't totally recovered from the virus because we missed playing 18 days without playing, and we had maybe 2 or 3 practices where we had everybody together during that period. But all schools are dealing with the same situation, so we can't complain. We just got to go be who we are.
Inside Seminole Basketball with head coach Leonard Hamilton. Glad you found us on your television, ABC 27, and also up and down the Learfield IMG Seminole Radio Network. We originate our program from Glory Days. How y'all doing at Glory Days? How about hey, we got a great audience here at Glory Days tonight. Food smells, it smells really good. Maybe after the show I have to imbibe. I smell some barbecue, Coach. I smell some barbecue. Florida State Athletics would like to thank Glory Days Grill in Tallahassee for their support of Seminole Athletics. Glory Days Tallahassee, the home of Inside Seminole Basketball. Keep it right here on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield.
Glory Days Grill is the
Glory Days, we're talking with head coach Leonard Hamilton, Inside Seminole Basketball on your television and on your radio, and the Seminoles host the Duke Blue Devils tomorrow night. I think everybody in town knows that. Everybody around the ACC knows it's FSU Duke tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Why do I know that? Because it's a hard sellout, Coach. You can't buy. Do you have any tickets, by the way? So the folks here at Glory Days might want to ask you for some tickets.
Well, I heard from some people today that I hadn't heard from in a long time, and I was wondering why they were calling me.
Yeah.
But
Did
tell everybody I'm all out. I'm sorry.
You didn't call them back at all. You just say I'm out of tickets. I'm out of tickets. A hard sellout tomorrow night. Tip off at 9 o'clock. Get there early, get in your seats, and get ready to make noise as Florida State takes on the 5th-ranked Duke Blue Devils earlier this year. Duke was ranked number 1 in the country, and they're perennially, year in and year out, they're either number 1, number 2, or number 3. When we play them, they're number 5 this week. Coach, we lost speaking of basketball, college basketball, just the game of basketball in general, we lost a great one that has a huge connection to your career as a head coach in basketball. Just this past Saturday, at 93 years old, Joe B. Hall, legendary head coach of the Kentucky Wildcats, passed away, and I know that he offered you a job that you could not refuse, and the rest is history as you began your coaching career.
Well, there's no doubt that he meant an awful lot to me, especially my career, for me and my family. I foolishly resigned my position at Austin Peay State University and took a job with Dow Chemical in Charlotte, North Carolina. On my first day on the job, Joe B. called me and rescued me. He got, I think that sometimes, when you're young, I'm 26 years old, and you wear your feelings on your shoulders. And unfortunately, I made a decision that I wanted to be the number 1 chemical salesman in the country. But as fate would have it, that my path was directed in another direction. And I'm so happy because I learned so much. I went from not having a job and being in another profession to the winners program in the history of college basketball. And I learned so much under Coach Hall from an academic standpoint, from how to develop a program. He gave me a tremendous amount of responsibility, and I'll be forever grateful. He's an icon. He was the shepherd of Kentucky basketball, and he did it with such passion and determination that I told people that he was the guardian of the basketball. He protected it, and I can't say enough about how he'd be missed by so many fans that have grew up with him and learn to respect and adore him.
And at age 26, Coach, he saw something special in you. He offered you your first job as an assistant coach in a major college basketball program, and the rest is history. Was that 1974? 74?
Yes, it was 1974. Probably were you born then?
Yeah, I was. I was broadcasting Florida State basketball. That was my first year. But 1978. Here's my connection to Coach Hall. 1978, Florida State. We win the Metro Conference, and we're invited to play in the NCAA tournament. And we played up in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I guess because we're at Florida State, we had to take on, I think, they weren't seeding teams back then, but Kentucky was the best team in the country. Who did we have to play? Kentucky. And we had a lead at halftime, Coach. And when you had your press conference to begin your career at Florida State in 2000, I'll never forget, I asked you this question. You look at me like I was crazy. But I said, did you tell Coach Hall to switch his lineup and take all the starters off the court? Because we were beating Kentucky. And then he starts, only one starter started the second half. I think it was Givens. And then you rolled over us.
Well, were we down like about 20 points?
Yeah, you were down about 17, yeah.
Yes, and
not at halftime, but in the first half.
Coach Hall benched all the starters, and all the starters except one, and we started some guys who had not played very much, and we fought back and won the game. I hate to think what would have happened had we not won that game.
Well, Kentucky prevailed. Florida State went home, and that was our taste of big-time college basketball. In the NCAA tournament, Kentucky went on to win the national championship, Coach. I think you helped cut down the net for that championship.
I still have that net, too.
Joe B. Hall passed away at age 93 this past Saturday, and I think anybody involved with basketball will know him, will recognize him, will remember him as a tremendous coach and a tremendous person, because he stayed in touch with you your entire career, didn't he?
Well, I was very fortunate to FaceTime him last week, and we talked about some of the good old times. And I told him a few jokes about things he had told me, and he wasn't talking, that much, but we laughed and he smiled, and I told him I loved him and appreciate all he'd done for me and my family. And that was a great moment for me, and I'm just glad I was able to visit with him, before he passed.
Rest in peace, Joe B. Hall. Planet Fitness is a proud partner of the Florida State Seminoles. At Planet Fitness, gain access to a clean and spacious club with tons of equipment in the one and only judgment-free zone for all just $10 a month. Go Noles, that's Planet Fitness. Keep it right here on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. It's Hot Inside as we talk Florida State basketball on Inside Seminole-Basketball with head coach Leonard Hamilton. And, Coach, we have a live audience here at Glory Days. Great food, by the way, if you're in the area. Come on by on Monday nights or any day of the week that ends in a Y at Glory Days and enjoy great food and camaraderie. And on a Monday night, you can talk Florida State basketball. And we do have a question from our studio audience. Go ahead. What do we got?
That we do, Gene. We got Miss Betty, one of the biggest fans I know here in Tallahassee. What do you got, Miss Betty?
Well, Coach, I was just thinking with all the enthusiasm and the expected crowd, sold-out crowd tomorrow night at the Tuck Center, how do you keep the team focused on the game plan?
Well, that is not as much of a problem as it relates to the crowd and the expectations. We are a team that's a lot different than what we've been in the past. We have 7 first-year players. We have 4 returning guys with a little bit of experience. Normally we'll have 8 experienced players, and we're trying to bring one guy that's new, maybe 1 or 2, into our system. A lot of times we look up on the court, and we have 5 first-year guys on the court, and that's not the way we built our basketball program. So it's like taking baby steps. We have a lot of new guys who are learning how to play with each other. They're still learning basically our system, and they're learning how to utilize their skills to the best of their ability and make us a better basketball team. So we're always in a learning mode. Now we have Tanoy that was injured, and we have who's here with us for 1 year, and we have Malik who's down, and we've had guys coming and going. Obviously we didn't have Evans for a game or 2. So we're really in a good place from staying grounded. but we haven't earned the right to look past anybody. And we are this bunch has been coachable. We haven't always been as efficient as we need to be, but these guys, they got great attitudes. They work well together. They're coachable, and we're still growing and developing. So we have a ways to go. I don't always necessarily know what to expect when we go out in the court because we still have a lot of boo-boos.
Is Malik going to get to play tomorrow night?
I doubt it. I doubt it. Malik got evaluated today, and I didn't get the word, but he was wearing a boot today. He didn't participate in practice. So I doubt very seriously if he's going to be back for a while. But let's just hope and pray that he heals completely and that he'll be able to continue to keep playing the game that he loves.
All right, Betty, thanks for your question from our audience. If you have a question, we've got the microphone right here. Come forward and ask the question for the head coach. You get it right from the coach's mouth on these Monday night visits with Inside Seminole Basketball at Glory Days. Coach, let's reflect back on the last two ball games since our last Inside Seminole Basketball program here at Glory Days. We've played two games. We've won both, one by 1 point, one by 7. And let's talk about that game against the Miami Hurricanes. We had won 7 in a row. They had just knocked off Duke and beat them by 2 at Cameron Indoor Stadium. That doesn't happen every day of the week, and they came in here pretty frisky and pretty froggy, and knowing they were going to end that 7-game losing streak to the Seminole. We had other ideas, didn't we?
Was that a Miami ACC blowout?
Yeah, 1 point. That's what you call a 1 point blowout. Yeah.
That's what it is. 70% of all games in the ACC are decided by 4 points or less, which makes it a very competitive conference. But a little bit about the Miami game. They are really a good basketball team, and they have 4 graduate students. They have 4 6-year players. They have 2 graduates, 5th-year seniors, and another regular senior. So they have kids who are 26, 25, 24, and 23 years old. So they were the pandemic and the extra year the guys have gotten as a result of us dealing with the virus. It's given them an opportunity to be old and matured. And so they are really a good team, and we had to be at our very, very best in order for us to be successful. And we were at home, and so we were a little more relaxed. We shot the ball fairly well. We defended fairly well. In fact, we blew them right out of the gym by 1 point. But you got to be grateful that you're able to play those close games and pull them out at this stage of where we are in terms of our development. And then we'll be going down to see them pretty soon, like this weekend, and I'm sure they'll be looking for a little payback.
Yeah, Saturday at 2 o'clock, Florida State, we make our trip down to Coral Gables to take on the Miami Hurricanes. They have not forgotten we beat them by 1 point at the Tucker Center. And how huge, a couple of things before we go to break, and Chris is saying we got to go to break, but a couple of things more about the Miami win. One, the Matthew Cleveland's three-point shot was huge. And then the 2 free throws with 0.8 of a second by your veteran point guard, and Raekwon Evans.
Well, there's no doubt that these youngsters are operating under a lot of pressure. And you like to see them make those key baskets during critical parts of the game because that gives them more confidence, and that gives them a little more courage. The players have a little more confidence in them. They have more confidence in themselves. And that's what you do when young players step up and make plays in critical parts of the game.
65-64, Coach. We beat Miami for the 8th consecutive time. That's unheard of in ACC basketball. We play them on Saturday at 2 o'clock, and you can hear the games right here on the Learfield IMG Seminole Radio Network. Simply IOA is giving you the chance to win Seminole courtside seats. Prizes include courtside seats for you and 3 friends at an FSU home game versus an ACC opponent in February of 2022. Enter now at simplyioa.com/Knowles. That's simplyioa.com/Knowles. Keep it right here on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield.
Seminole.
Talking Seminole basketball with head coach Leonard Hamilton. Welcome back to our Inside Seminole Basketball show on Monday night from Glory Days in Tallahassee, Florida. If you're in the area, right here on Capitol Circle, just drive on out, enjoy great food, and we'll talk basketball every Monday night You can also ask questions for the head coach by grabbing the microphone right up front. We talked about the 1-point win over Miami, a huge win over, at that time, a undefeated team in ACC play. Handed Miami their first, and to this point in the season, their only loss. And then, Coach, we have to play a completely different kind of game when we go up to play in 10-degree weather in Syracuse, New York. We play man-to-man against the Miami team, but we have to play a zone team that's tough to beat on their home court. How do we do it?
Well, 10 degrees was a heat wave.
That was
in Syracuse. It was below. It was below, like 8 below.
Yeah,
It was freezing.
Wow.
I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
But there's no doubt that Coach Boeheim has won over 1,000 games.
Yeah.
And which means that he knows what he's doing. Anybody can win 1,000 games. Sometimes 3 coaches together with all their wins won't add up to be 1,000. So that was a very challenging defense for us to play against, and we didn't execute very well at all when we were in Tallahassee against it. And but I thought our guys were focused. We really executed very well, and I thought we did a pretty good job defending them. But that just says a lot about where the ACC is. I mean, we played fairly well on the road side, 60%, and we won by what?
Yes, 7.
That's about
70-71 was
yeah,
about,
yeah.
we won by 7.
It was a close game. It was anyone's game, and I'm emphasizing that because that's the new ACC. Anybody can beat anybody on a given night, and that's why we got to just try to keep winning as many games as we can, and hopefully we'll have some postseason opportunities at the end of the year.
When we played Syracuse earlier this year, the Boeheim brothers sort of beat our brains in, and Buddy and Jim Boeheim, the sons of the head coach. And in this game, Buddy Boeheim got his, but what do we do to deny Jimmy Boeheim the looks that he got in Tallahassee?
Well, there's no doubt that you're not going to hold everybody down. You have to just try to make them work hard to get their shots. You try to minimize their strengths the best you possibly can. And that's what we are doing, because they're doing it to us, we're doing it to them. They have an offensive philosophy, a defensive philosophy. And the interesting thing about college basketball is everyone's trying to see who can stay away from their weaknesses and play to their strengths.
Caleb Mills had a tremendous game shooting from beyond the arc. He had 5 made three-point shots. That's a career best as a Seminole. And all of a sudden, you found your leading scorer in Caleb Mills. When you need points, Caleb seems to be the guy to answer the bell.
Well, he has a little more experience. He transferred from the University of Houston. We tried to recruit Caleb out of high school. Unfortunately, he was going to come and visit us, but he committed to Houston shortly after his visit there, so we didn't get our shot, so to speak. But we really like him. He's a complete player. He passes the ball very well. He has a high basketball IQ. He's defending very well, and when he can stay out of foul trouble, we feel more comfortable when he's on the floor.
Yeah, he had the big game, obviously, against Syracuse with those 5 made threes, led us in scoring. He also had a career best 27 points in the huge win over the Louisville Cardinals, a game played at the Tucker Center. And, boy, we had Louisville their first loss, and I don't think they've won since they played us, Coach. I don't know what we did to Louisville, but we beat them bad here at the Donald L. Tucker Center. And overlooked sometimes. We talk about scoring, Coach. We talk about points per game, and free throw accuracy and three-point field goal shooting and offensive stats. But Caleb Mills leads us in steals, and he's among the league leaders in steals. One of 3 Seminoles in the top 15 in stealing balls from other teams.
Well, he is adjusted to our defensive schemes. He understands. He reads. He reads all our principles, and he understands them very well. And he made a big play in the Syracuse game where he calls the jump ball, and then in a critical part of the game, next jump ball went to us during a critical part of the game. So he is really becoming one of our leaders on our team.
Caleb Mills, he is a redshirt sophomore in eligibility, 3 years to play at Florida State University. You hope to see him play 3 full years for the Florida State Seminoles. Caleb Mills. We'll talk more about Caleb and his teammates as we look ahead to the Duke Blue Devil game Tuesday night, 9 o'clock. That game originally was scheduled for Monday. It was moved to Tuesday. It's the primetime game tomorrow night, one of 3 ACC games on the slate for tomorrow. Coming up on tonight's edition of Inside Seminole Basketball with head coach Leonard Hamilton. Coach, we're going to have a chance to talk to Charlie Hogan, who is a senior academic advisor for the Florida State, not just basketball, for the entire athletic program. And I know you count on Charlie Hogan to keep those guys in study hall, get good grades, and graduate.
Well, Charlie Hogan might be the most important guy in the athletic department. He's done a tremendous job with our players. I think we've only had one player who hasn't graduated in the 20 years we've been here, and a lot of it has to do with Charlie's ability to organize, keep our guys focused. I can't say enough about the outstanding job that he's done.
Coming up, we'll visit with Charlie Hogan and talk about academics in Florida State athletics, and that's part of our program on tonight's Monday night edition of Inside Seminole Basketball with Coach Ham. Zero sugar, and now even more delicious is the new Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, the best Coke ever. Well, find out for yourself. Zero Coke. Keep it right here on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield.
Glory Days Grill is the perfect.
Florida State basketball with Coach Ham, and special guest tonight is Charlie Hogan. We sort of prefaced our conversation with Charlie as we let Coach take a little bit of a break. And Charles Hogan, since 2012, you've been involved with Florida State athletics on the academic side. And, you know, I was listening to an interview on ACC Network, Jalen Howell, who won the Herman Trophy for the second year in a row. That's the Heisman Trophy for soccer. She's a Florida State athlete, and she was on there, and she was talking. How about a big hand for the soccer? 3 times national champions. And Jalen Howell, whose dad, by the way, played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But Jalen won the Herman Trophy, the equivalent of the Heisman Trophy for soccer. And the one thing she talked about, she said on the interview, she said, well, we go to practice, and then we go to study hall, and then we go home and do homework, and then we get up the next day, go to class, and we go to practice. And you start thinking, you know, these are student athletes that are playing basketball, soccer, football, and part of being a student athlete is going to class and studying and graduating. And tell us about what the academic staff does. I think it's about 14, 15 in your group that work with student athletes.
That's right, Gene. My office, Student Athlete Academic Services. We are here for the student part of the student athlete title of all our students here at Florida State. And you mentioned, you know, soccer, talking about there's such a busy schedule. And you think about, you mentioned with Coach earlier, our guys playing 4 games in 8 days and how hectic their schedule is right now. And, you know, we think about the basketball side, but you also got to think about the academic side of Florida State. And, you know, it's really been well publicized. You know, we are a top 20 public institution here in the last couple of years. President Thrasher really pushed us forward to that. What does that mean? Well, Gene, that means the average freshman on campus this fall, the last freshman student, the people that our student athletes are competing with in the classroom, had a 4.0 in high school and a 29 on the ACT.
Wow, 4.0, 29 ACT sounds like a fantastic number. I don't think I ever got close to a 4.0. Congratulations to the academic staff. Now, these are the incoming freshmen into the program. So what is the emphasis once you get these 4.0 students into the program? How do they adapt to the college sports schedule? I mean, get up in the morning, have breakfast, go to class, go to practice, then study. And how do you adapt to that for the student athletes?
Well, it's one of the words Coach used when you introduced me. It's organization. One of the things our office does is really help our student athletes get organized and understand, you know, time management is going to be key. You're so busy during the day, you don't have time to stop. You know, 4 games in 8 days. Well, class doesn't stop this week, unfortunately. It'd be nice if it took a break, but the professors just don't seem to understand that piece.
Well, I'll say, professors never understood me either, I'll promise you that. But Charlie Hogan is a senior academic staff member and responsible for Florida State athletics, basketball specifically, and the other sports you mentioned as well. But specifically basketball, you mentioned 4 games in 8 days. Good golly, that's tough physically, let alone mentally. And on every road trip, and a lot of fans don't know this, but on every road trip, Charlie, you or a member of the staff is on that road trip, and you have study halls every day. Even the day of the game, you have study hall.
And that's another thing, you know, Coach Ham, and we'll talk about, you know, all the things him and his staff do to really help the academic success of the student athletes. And to carve out a study hall time on a game day, especially on a week, these afternoon games, you know, they may say, okay, we're going to get up before breakfast and have study hall, or we're going to have a shoot around and then we're going to have study hall. But to make sure the academic piece doesn't get dropped even with the emphasis on the games and trying to compete in this tough ACC conference.
Now, when a student comes to Florida State University and says, hey, Mr. Hogan, I want to major in history, or I want to major in science, I want to major in physics, do you coordinate the curriculum that they have to go through, or do you set the schedule for the students for the particular area that they want to major in?
So part of our office's job is we are the liaisons between the academic side of campus and the athletic side. So we do help them build their class schedules. One thing athletes have on top of them that a normal student doesn't is the Ncaa requirements are actually even more specific. You can't just take a bunch of electives. There's no underwater basket weaving. You can't major in that. You have to be in a real major. You have to take a full-time schedule, and you have to stay in that full-time schedule. So we do help them plan and organize how they're going to go through the academic terms.
Boy, so that is going to get the student athlete on the right schedule at the right time to take those classes. And what's the toughest class at Florida State University? Not necessarily for the athletes, but do you know what the toughest class at Florida State undergraduate class is at FSU?
The toughest one?
The toughest one, yeah.
Probably the stuff Harrison Prieto's taken over in the meteorology department. The amount of math in those classes, I want no part of.
Harrison Prieto, by the way, he had a big part to do with Florida State's win over Syracuse because he had to take the place of Malik Osborne, who was ill or injured and could not play. But Harrison, he's a sixth-year Seminole. He's a meteorology major. How many degrees does he have now? A bachelor's, a master's, a master? And so the math classes in meteorology are that tough, huh?
They're extremely tough.
Wow. Oh, God bless you, Harrison Prieto. Keep scoring baskets and making A's in the classroom. Charlie Hogan is our special guest, and we'll stick around and talk to Charlie more about some other inside stories about Florida State academics in the student-athlete's life at FSU. Hey, Seminole fans, the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles remind you to stay in the game. Play by the rules. Texting and driving is against the law. One text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds, and at 55 miles an hour, that's like driving twice the length of a basketball court with your eyes closed. To win while driving, you must focus, put it down, and focus on driving to arrive alive. Keep it right here on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield.
Seminole basketball with head coach Leonard Hamilton.
Here we are at Glory Days talking with head coach Leonard Hamilton inside Seminole basketball every Monday night right here. If you're in the area, come on by off Capitol Circle and the junction of Centerville Road and Capitol Circle. You can't miss us. Big sign out front. Come on in and have some great food and talk basketball with head coach Leonard Hamilton on Monday nights. Well, or any day of the week if you're in the area. Glory Days, the place to be. Coach, before we look ahead to the FSU Duke game tomorrow night, let's look at the ACC standings. Miami is number one. They're 5-1 in the conference. Duke and North Carolina are in second place at 4-1, and then we're right there in the middle. It's Florida State, Notre Dame at 4-2, and then Wake Forest, Louisville, Virginia. Then you get to the bottom tier of the league. But when you look at the ACC standings, Coach, it seems like every year it's Duke, North Carolina, then somebody like Florida State, Miami gets up in there.
Well, if you notice the last 5 or 6 years, it's however they pick the seeding in the beginning of the year, it never ends up that way. No. It's becoming more difficult to predict who is going to finish in what positions. And in reality, other than everyone would like to win the regular season and the ACC tournament, but everyone is trying to win as many games as they can to make sure they get into the NCAA tournament, and then you got a chance to play for the national title. So, but it makes it interesting. It's make great conversation. Everyone's competing and jockeying for different positions, and that's what makes the ACC basketball conference such a great conference.
And it sort of makes it even tougher to predict who's going to be first, second, third in the preseason when you have a 15-team conference, including Notre Dame. But when you were growing up along Tobacco Road, Coach, up in Gastonia, North Carolina, there were only 7 teams in the ACC. You knew the starting lineups on every single team in the ACC. Now you got 15 teams. You don't know who's on first or who's on second.
Well, believe me, I watched every game on TV. I got up and tried to go get the newspaper to try to stay up with what happened that I didn't get a chance to watch on TV. ACC basketball has always been a part of most basketball fans in North Carolina, and I probably was the biggest ACC fan.
Yeah, 3 games tomorrow night. Florida State Duke at 9 o'clock, Clemson Syracuse at 9 o'clock, and then the 7 o'clock game tomorrow night as North Carolina travels to Miami to play the Hurricanes. Let's see if they'll soften them up for us. We play Miami on Saturday at 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Coach, in the standings from top to bottom, I mean, every team on this, every team in the league is a tough out. There's not an easy game to play in this conference. Why not?
Well, I think that's what makes it so good. I mean, because every night out, you have to be ready to play. You just look at, no one would have thought that Miami would have been undefeated until we played them. Nobody would have thought Louisville would have been undefeated. The people thought that Virginia Tech was going to be one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the league, and they're not playing as well. So it just lets you know that every game in the ACC is a tough game, and that's why we need to keep packing the Tuck Center. Because we need that 6th man in the stands. We need our crowd to stay behind us, because they have meant so very much to us over the last several years.
And speaking of crowds, Coach, tomorrow night's game is a hard sell. In our last segment, we're going to scout the Duke Blue Devils, so stick around for that. But talking about crowds and what a difference it makes in home court advantage for basketball particularly, the students of Florida State University have adopted this Florida State basketball team for the last 5-6 years. You can't get a student ticket to come to a basketball game. That's great, isn't it? How about the students of FSU?
Well, there's no doubt that the student body has been extremely instrumental in the success of our basketball program, no doubt about that. And sometimes our fans, other than our student body, they arrive a little slower, but they always end up showing up. Mm-hmm. And there are times in the Tucker Center that you can't hear yourself think. And now we're starting to give people a little bit of a taste of that medicine that we've been getting all those years when they come down to the Tucker Center. And when you look back at it, I think when we lost 4 conference games at home in the last
3 years. I mean, last 3.
No,
maybe 4 years. Yeah, because we would last 5 years.
Yes.
Wow.
Were we 80-something in 4?
Yeah, overall.
Yes,
not just in conference
games.
Yeah.
But my point to you is that we need them in the stands for those non-conference games as well. Yeah. These guys have, the fans they have adopted our team, and we probably need to get the fans a banner. We probably need to retire one of their jerseys and say FSU fans retiring their jersey because they're doing a great job helping us win games.
Well, they did it in Seattle. They got that flag for the 12th man, and I think that's also in Texas A&M. Made the 6th man at Florida State at the Tucker Center.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
The 6th man.
I tell you, how much are you going to charge us for that idea?
How about being the 6th man tomorrow night and every time the Seminoles take on an ACC opponent at the Donald L. Tucker Center? We won 25 straight home games in a row, the second longest streak in ACC basketball. Maybe we just started. We got one down, then the second one, then the third one. Let's take care of Duke tomorrow night. We'll talk about the Blue Devils in our final segment of tonight's show. Farm Bureau Insurance is giving you and 3 friends the chance to win courtside seats for the Noles take on NC State on March the 5th. Prizes include courtside seats, a one-night hotel stay, and Noles gear. Enter at NolesContest.com today. I think that's our final home game. March the 5th, Florida State versus NC State. Farm Bureau Insurance is giving you a chance to you and 3 friends to attend and also get that hotel night. Keep it right here on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield.
Seminole.
Talking Florida State basketball with head coach Leonard Hamilton. Glad you found us tonight and every Monday night for the rest of the season right here, Glory Days, talking FSU hoops with the head coach. Seminole Athletics would like to thank ViStar Credit Union for their support of FSU hoops. ViStar, do good, bank better, ViStar. And, Coach, I guess it comes down to, while the clock's ticking, it's less than 24 hours. Well, give or take, it's 26 hours before we tip it off against, what is it like playing the Duke Blue Devils at home at the Tucker Center?
Well, because Duke and Carolina have been the flagship programs in the ACC, we always have a tendency to get more excited about them because of the legacy and the success that they've had over the years. From a coaching standpoint, we try to keep our kids focused for every game that we play so we don't have the ups and the downs. But because of the legacy, and Coach K's been in his final season, he's retired, the winningest coach in the history of college basketball, it does put a premium on those games. And unfortunately for us, we have to give it more attention. But mainly because they have such a great team. They're so loaded with talent. They're always well coached. And on a national basis, being successful against premier programs, the blue blood programs, it elevates the status of our program. When the ACC, Duke was in the ACC, and Carolina was in the ACC, there was a time we were in the Dixie League, was in the Metro League, and then we were independent. So the rich tradition that those guys have earned, they've earned a certain level of respect.
Yeah, they've been earning respect since 1953 when the Atlantic Coast Conference began. Coach, when you look at Duke, it just seems like the faces and the names change, but they look like the same team. When you look at video, I've watched several Duke games. They got great point guard play, and they got phenomenal forward play, and they got a kid named Bancaro that may be as good a player as I've ever seen in a Duke uniform.
Well, I think this might not be the most talented Duke team, but this is the best team that they've had that we played against in a while because they execute very well, they play well together, they shoot the ball from the perimeter, they're big and strong and athletic, they got the #1 pick in the draft, everyone says, and they got the leading shot blocker in our league. They have a lot of ingredients, and so we know that it's a good opportunity for us to go play against what I think is the #1 team in the country, and that give us a chance to understand what it's like and try to go out and be successful. And every time they come here, I think our guys always give a good representation of themselves.
What does Duke do well, so very well, that other teams don't do?
Well, they loaded with talent. Okay. And it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Billies and the Joes, to be very honest with you. But they just are a good basketball team. They always loaded with talent. They have the cream of the crop. Every year they probably have maybe 5 or 6 McDonald All-Americans on the team. And that's not taking anything away from their coaching because everyone knows that Coach K does a great job. So it's a combination of talent, system, experience, and they're one of the top winners programs in the history of college basketball, and they've earned that. They're holding a spot that hopefully one day Florida State will be in it.
Duke Blue Devils, Florida State Seminoles tomorrow night at 9 o'clock at the Donald L. Tucker Center. And, Coach, we're playing a little bit of handicap. Your big guys are starting to take a little bit of injuries, and tomorrow we'll be a little short-handed again when we take on the number 5 team in the country, Duke. How do we overcome the injury bug that we have?
Well, you don't really worry about it. You're someone that has to step up and fill in for the injured person. You can't do anything about injuries. Injuries part of the game. Someone's always going to get hurt every year. You're going to have some unfortunate things happen, but we have to tune that out. And when they throw the ball up, we got to go out and be ready to play.
Be ready to play and take on the Duke Blue Devils at the Tucker Center. We've had some success against Duke. Was it a weird season? Number one, it was a weird season last year. But in preparation for the game tomorrow night, did it dawn on? We didn't play Duke last year. We were scheduled to play them in the semifinals of the ACC tournament, but they had the COVID issue and could not play, so we advanced to the championship round. And then our game during the regular season. It's been over a year since we played Duke. I bet you're ready to go, huh?
Well, our players are always excited. We're growing and maturing, and we like this team. We think we're going to reach the potential. We're going to represent Florida State. Our kids take a great pride in the Seminole brand, and they'll be ready to play. We're playing against what I think is the '1 basketball team in America, the Duke Blue Devils.
Duke Blue Devils have lost 2 games on the road of the ACC Big Ten thing against Ohio State. They were up 20 points in that ball game, and Ohio State found a way to win. And then a week ago or 2 weeks ago, Miami slipped into Cameron Indoor Stadium and beat them. Coach, it's FSU versus Duke. I don't think it gets a whole lot bigger than that. And we're halfway through the season, 10-5, 4-2. We still got a lot of basketball to go after tomorrow night.
We're playing 4 games in 8 days. We're on a stretch where we got to stay focused and see can we come out of this period in the season in good shape.
4 games in 8 days, and before we go and we hear the music, we'll step aside. But you got Duke tomorrow night, 12 noon on Thursday. It's FSU versus North Florida, game that was postponed back in December. We're going to make that good at 12 noon. If you're having lunch, come out to the Tucker Center, have a snack, and watch some Seminole hoops. Then we go to Miami, 2 o'clock, tip-off Miami, Florida State in Coral Gables. And then let's see the schedule. The following Wednesday, we get on a plane, and Tuesday, we get on a plane to go play Georgia Tech. That's 4 games in 8 days. That's tough road to hoe.
Well, there's no doubt that this is part of the season that all basketball fans are getting excited about. So we'll be ready to play. Our players enjoy playing games. We enjoy competing at this level, and let's just go Noles.
Go Noles. Now, we call ourselves New Bloods, okay, and we got a lot of newbie New Bloods on the team, and this will be their first shot at Duke Blue Devils. What do you tell these young guys that have never played Duke, never been involved in a Florida State Duke contest?
Well, there's no doubt there's a learning experience for them each night out, but I'm proud to say I think we're getting better with each game. This will be a little different because I really think that they're the best team in the country. No one's gone undefeated. I really like this team in terms of watching the film. I think that this is another one of those types of teams that you're going to look back at the end of the season and say this team very well could have won the whole thing.
It has been a marvelous holiday weekend. Florida State was scheduled to play tonight, but they moved the game. There's an NFL playoff game, I think, tonight, so they moved the big Monday to big Tuesday, and tomorrow night the big Tuesday is Florida State versus Duke, and the other two ACC games as well. Coach, good luck against the Duke Blue Devils.
Thank you very much.
Take care of business. Let's go beat the Dukies and send them home looking for a win. This has been Inside Seminole Basketball with head coach Leonard Hamilton. We appreciate all of our fans that have joined us here at Glory Days. We hope to see you here again on Monday nights as we talk FSU basketball. Is there any other thing to talk about? FSU Seminole basketball, the New Bloods, as we roll down the ACC. Thanks for joining us on this edition of Inside Seminole Basketball with head coach Leonard Hamilton. And for Chris Culp, our producer, G. Deckeroff saying good night, go Noles. And also Dave Pulaski, thank you very much for making us sound good.